Hey everyone, Marcus here. Marcus, the weather coach that is, and I'm here with another video. I hope you are enjoying your day. For this video, I want us to talk about what it's like actually obtaining a degree in meteorology. You know, what is school like? What are the classes like? And then what is it like as you prepare to actually leave school to pursue meteorology? Or at least we'll get to that maybe in this video or another video. But I want us to start out with meteorology and what it's like to get a degree in meteorology. So as I've mentioned, I earned my bachelor's degree in meteorology from Penn State University. And overall, it was a really good experience. I felt like I had everything I needed when it came to coursework and course study. I felt like the professors were really good at what they did. But there are some challenging aspects of obtaining a meteorology degree. One of the first challenging aspects is the math. Now, as a meteorologist, you're a scientist, and the way it typically works is that meteorology majors take a lot of the same courses, at least the first 2 years, take a lot of the same math and physics courses as engineers would take. So you're taking physics, you're taking chemistry, you're taking calculus, you're taking differential equations, and all of that can be very challenging. But the math in particular is what weeds people out. When it comes to obtaining meteorology degrees. Sometimes people just aren't, they just have a difficult time when it comes to taking the math courses, and calculus can be tough to handle, especially differential equations. Now, fortunately for me, I felt like my high school trained me well enough, and then with the use of tutors on campus, that helped me get through some of those tougher math courses, and that kept me on the path to earning a bachelor's degree. But if you're thinking about getting a meteorology degree, I would definitely stress taking a lot of science and math courses as you are going through high school, and definitely as you're getting ready for college. If you get a chance to take some summer college courses before you start college, where you can take some of that math and physics and get it out the way, I definitely recommend that because it'll help you just throughout your process. And I know everyone doesn't have the resources to take classes during the summers while they're in high school, but if you do, I definitely recommend it. Otherwise, I would say, you know, if you're in high school, definitely challenge yourself by taking math, taking physics, taking AP courses, so that way you're prepared for some of the challenges that come with the training involved with becoming a meteorologist. Now, one of the things I noticed too is that, as I mentioned with the math courses, just to wrap up this point, math, again, it was one of those challenging courses for a lot of people, and a lot of people would eventually change majors when it came to meteorology. The math was just a little too challenging based on, just based on their experience. But once you get through the math, the meteorology courses, while they incorporate some of that math, it does seem like the courses are a little more manageable compared to just the strict math classes. Granted, some of the meteorology courses can be tough. I know radiation, for example, that's a class that focuses on all types of radiation that the earth emits and that the sun emits and how it all interacts. That was a pretty challenging course. That was probably one of the most challenging meteorology courses I took. But outside of that, I felt like the rest of the courses were manageable, especially if you went to class, especially if you went to study, and then especially if you study, and then especially if you really reached out to the professor during office hours to basically have them answer any questions you may have. So once you make it through the math courses, I think the degree is manageable when it comes to really obtaining that meteorology degree. Now, toward the end of your meteorology degree, you're typically in your major courses. So if you went to a bigger school like I did, Penn State, where they had different options you could take. You can take the forecast track, you can take the communications track, forecast and communications track that is. You could take the air quality track, you can take the general track, for example. You can take the weather risk management track. Once you enter those tracks, that's when you really start to hone in on what you'll be doing potentially professionally throughout your career. And I felt like Penn State did a really good job of preparing me for a career in broadcast meteorology. Now, I also went to grad school, and one of the reasons why I went to grad school was to create more options for me professionally. TV is pretty competitive, and it's not promised that you'll get a chance to even work in TV or work in TV for a long period of time. And so I wanted to have a degree that would at least allow me to do other things within meteorology, whether it's teach, whether it's do research, whether it's work in business. And so that's what led me to pursue a graduate degree at Cornell University. And the nice thing about Cornell's graduate degree program is that there were no specific course requirements, at least in my department, but you can really shape the program that you wanted to obtain your master's degree. So I really took a lot of economics classes. I took statistical classes as well, along with meteorology classes, because I was interested at one point in trying to connect meteorology to business. And so obtaining that master's degree really allowed me to more or less have more career options, so that way if I ever get tired of working in TV, or if I decide to pursue other interests, I would have the ability to. But overall, grad school is a little bit different than undergrad, because at least at Cornell, is more individualized study based on the specific courses you take, versus some grad schools, they make all the grad students take all of the same courses at the same time, and then eventually, once they figure out the area of research that they want to work in, they start to specialize either with certain courses they take or certain projects that they do in lieu or instead of taking classes. But at Cornell, it was more individualized, so it was sort of you were on your own, in terms of you really didn't have a group of people taking the exact same courses you were taking, but it still was a good experience because it allowed me to learn a lot about meteorology and then other areas, and at the same time still be able to connect within the department with some of the other grad students that were there, just chatting with them about their differences in coursework versus the differences I'm taking in my coursework. But definitely, when I went to Cornell, I got the experience I needed. I learned a lot about meteorology, and I realized that ultimately I wanted to pursue broadcasting first, and so that's what I ended up doing professionally. So that was just a quick run through of what it's like to earn a bachelor's degree and even a master's degree. Like I said, math is usually the deciding factor for a lot of people in terms of whether or not they want to pursue a meteorology degree. But if you can get through the math, I think the rest of the coursework involved with obtaining a meteorology degree is accessible, is doable, and I definitely encourage you to push through. Don't let that math stop you from getting that meteorology degree and then pursuing your interest, for instance, of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. And then know, when you get an actual meteorology degree, while broadcast meteorology is one option, the degree should train you to do other things in meteorology. So if you change your mind about broadcasting, you should be able to forecast for companies. You should be able to do research. You should be able to do a lot of things. And you can even go to grad school to create some of those opportunities as well. That's one of the things I did. But either way, definitely push through. Don't let that math stop you, and just enjoy your degree program if you're thinking or about to start a meteorology program in pursuit of a career in broadcast meteorology. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned a few things. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And until the next video, thanks for watching and enjoy your day.